The 2022 MotoGP season began with a bang here at the Losail International Circuit. I'm Lewis Suddaby, alongside me, Simon Crafar. To bring you after the flag, we'll have all the reaction and analysis from this opening Grand Prix of the 2022 season, which brought a first-time winner in the MotoGP World Championship. Enea Bastianini is a MotoGP Grand Prix winner at last. After a number of signs of his potential last season, he is now indeed a MotoGP winner on a very emotional night for him and indeed for the whole Gresini team, paying the ultimate tribute to their late team owner, Fausto Gresini, who passed away due to COVID-19 last year. An incredible start to the season, Simon. Enea Bastianini taking the victory on the opening night. In many ways, the Grand Prix we expected it to be a story of tyre conservation, and in the end, much like he was on many occasions last year, it was the beast who had the tyres at the end.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think a lot of the paddock knew he had the potential to do it. You know, just when I go around talking to different people who they think can do the job. Because, I mean, yeah, it was still an amazing effort, unbelievable. But I think people believed in it because he showed potential last year on the old bike. But couldn't do the lap time, you know, to get him in qualifying in a good position. And he could on this 21 bike right from the start, right through practice, meaning testing, winter testing, and practice and qualifying here. And he started so well enough to be in that front group from the start, not having to come back from, you know, 10th, 12th, where he had to in Misano, and I think even 13th in Misano. And what a job. And everyone knew he's strong at the end of the race because he's always done that. But on that new bike, the combination of Enea and the GP21 looks like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, of course, it was the bike that ended the 2021 season as the bike to be on. Pecco Bagnaia won 4 of the last 6 Grand Prix. We'll come on to Ducati's factory team and what a disastrous opening night of the season it was for them in just a moment. But as I say, we expected it to be a race of tyre conservation. Pol Espargaro and Repsol Honda team went for the soft front, soft rear combination, of course, for the Grand Prix, and he appeared to be struggling for grip towards the end. Was that just what it ultimately came down to? Bastianini had the superior grip?
I'm not completely sure. Bastianini went for the medium rear tyre, like the Suzuki's and like Aleix. And yeah, I thought they'd be stronger. The big thing is that people couldn't get away from those guys on the medium, which I think that is telling, you know, like if you're on the softer one, you need a gap because the medium are going to come forward at the end. The thing is, Mark couldn't make it quite work. I believe there was a problem, meaning it just wasn't easy for the Honda guys. I think Pol did an amazing job. He's always showed signs of having potential here previous years, but couldn't stay on the old model. And yeah, I personally think it's a good start. Alberto didn't look really happy because I think he thought Pol could do it. But I think Pol did a great job, and they should be happy, you know.
Yeah, we'll come back to Honda in just a moment. In fact, we'll talk Honda now because we can hear from Pol Espargaro. 3rd position for him. He led so much of the Grand Prix. At one point, it looked as if that first MotoGP victory was coming for the young Spaniard, but surely it will come if today is any indication. He's waiting to talk to Matt Birt.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lewis. I'm delighted I am with the man in 3rd place, Pol Espargaro. Pol, pre-season suggested that Honda were back and you were back. And tonight and throughout this weekend, you proved it. What a great way to kick off 2022.
Yeah, it's nice.
Sorry?
I mean, it's very nice, honestly speaking. At the end, you know, I finished 3rd, where I lead almost all the race, and finish 3rd. Sure, it's not when you're leading all the race what you want to get at the end. But you know, overall, I think we Honda and myself, we send a message tonight that not just Marc Marquez is able to win with Honda, and this is great after many years of Honda just having one guy winning. I think for the whole Honda group, this is great. This means that the bike is able to win with another different rider, with different riding style, coming from a different place. And, you know, this is for a one manufacturer is amazing. So I think this, most of the, you know, glory of that race is for Honda because they have worked amazing to do it. And finally they get it.
You had so many difficult moments last year, but you never gave up. You put in so much work to help Honda bring this completely new motorcycle, which we can clearly see is working. It's giving you so much confidence. Talking about the race, you got a great start, 6th to 1st place straight away, and then you led for so long. Were you always kind of worried in those last final 6 or 7 laps that the soft rear tyre was going to cause you problems?
Yeah. I ran out of tires. I mean, that race was not planned. Strategy was not that one. I tell you, it was opposite. Like we were expecting black, and it comes, fully white. We expect a big group of people, of riders. I wanted to stay on the back as possible till the end of the race, just to keep the tires cool, just to keep the fuel consumption in a good place. And I faced a different race. I was leading, I was fast, I was burning the fuel, I was burning the tires. But I was taking some margin to the guy behind me. I was comfort, I was fast, and I felt like, okay, I don't care what's going to happen, And I want to lead till something explodes. I want to show that I'm fast. I want to show that I can be there. I can show that I have talent, and I can be a factory on the rider. So. Today was about that, about to enjoy the race, about to show to the world that Honda is back, and myself as well.
You proved tonight you both are back, of course. We know next up is Mandalika, where you and the bike were very, very strong. The belief and momentum that you've already taken from this first weekend and going to a track where you like, and the Honda works pretty well, you must be super excited. I bet you want to go to Mandalika tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I'm excited to go, but I'm not thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow in Mandalika. I'm thinking about tonight. I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to review the race. We are going to try to fix the problems I had to be even faster next one. And everything is set for another great weekend, but not just in Mandalika. I want to be in that position every single weekend and fight for the title at the end of the year.
Congratulations again, Paul. Don't worry, we've always known there's been 2 top riders at Repsol Honda. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There certainly is. Congratulations to Paul Espargaro, podium to start the season. Led for so long in this Grand Prix, but certainly a good result for him to start the season. And he seemed very keen to make the point there, didn't he, Simon, that Repsol Honda with this brand new RC2 on 3V for the new season, a radically redesigned motorcycle for the new season. That motorcycle is now much more than just a Marc Marquez machine. Paul Espargaro has proven that he can certainly take its good results too.
Yeah, I mean, it was so nice to see him so happy, and I think we were watching him coming out of that brutal year last year, on a bike. He was so disappointed so often, and he knows he has the ability, and that's why he was saying it. And the other bike just didn't let him show. And as a rider, that's really disappointing. You've got the ultimate team uniform on, the Repsol Honda, and you got no results, And okay, Silverstone was a really good one, but he had regular crashes. It was a nightmare from the start, wasn't it? And he wasn't the only one. It was only Mark really could ride that bike, apart from the occasional rides from the others. And now that's all changed. And I got to finish on about Honda saying that I'm glad he agreed. That is a really good start. When you turn up with a completely new machine, you only have 2 tests. It was like 1.5 tests. Get here and get on the podium and a 6th or something from Mark. That is 5th. That was really impressive. That's what I think.
Absolutely. You just feel that they're only scratching the surface of how good that motorcycle is ultimately going to be. Well, just ahead of Paul Espargaro in 2nd place was Brad Binder. A bit of a surprise, it has to be said. If you look at previous history here, KTM have never had the best of times around the Los Angeles International Circuit, but Brad Binder certainly changed that tonight. 2nd place for him, just 0.3 of a second away from an incredible opening night victory. Brad Binder speaking to Matt Birt.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lewis. Brad, we were told that this circuit was a bogey track for KTM, but you buried that one tonight. A brilliant weekend all round, Brad. I mean, you topped the first practice session on Friday. You've been steady and solid all the way through, but I think the platform for tonight's success was not just your grid position, but that incredible start. Talk us through that.
Yeah, the start was insane. I knew that we had been getting good starts all year, well, the whole of last year. But tonight's was a little bit extra. When I started shifting the gears and I started to jump the row in front of me, I thought, that's perfect. So yeah, to slot into turn 1 in 3rd place was perfect. And I was able to really just stay calm and try and follow the boys out front. So today was, I think, one of the cleanest races I've ever done in MotoGP. So I'm so happy about that. And like you said, Qatar is normally a bogey track for us. So if you told us we'll get a podium here last year, I think we would all say you're lying.
And what did you learn? Of course, this is a new bike which will only improve as the season goes on, but in a race situation, that's where you can really understand and learn where you're at. It's a great start for you and for KTM, but moving forward, what were the key things that you really found out about yourself and the package tonight?
Yeah, I found out we were maybe a little bit too cautious, well, a little bit too low on the TC in some places, and I wasn't able to get the drive I needed. But obviously in the race, you can't really change that. So when I noticed that, I was thinking, I wish I'd figured that out earlier. But there's a couple areas in the race where we can improve. And yeah, I mean, I got such an amazing team behind me. To be starting here at this rate is incredible. And from here, we just got to stay focused, keep working. Our package is still relatively new, and I think we still have a way to go. So, yeah, feeling confident.
When we spoke on Thursday, we said one of the key targets for you and KTM this year was to really establish yourself as consistent front runners. It's going to be important now to build on this, but do you think, based on what we saw tonight, that you now have a bike and you've got the experience that you can be in this battle at the front week in, week out now?
I want to say yes, but I don't want to jinx anything. So I really do believe that we have got what it takes to run at the top boys week in and week out. Our bike is working incredibly well, and more than anything, I'm so confident with the front end. And I know there's improvements we can make on the rear, and when we do, I think it's going to give us a really, really strong package.
And just before we let you go and celebrate, of course, you're winning Brno and you're winning Austria last year. Unfortunately, with the whole pandemic, your parents couldn't travel to watch, but they were here tonight, so they finally got to see their eldest son on a MotoGP podium. That must make it a little bit sweeter as well.
It did, for sure. You know, it was an amazing feeling to look down on the podium and see my whole family. It was so cool. I had my mom, dad, my girlfriend, my cousin here, so yeah, I had a lot of binders down there, so so cool to see the fam here, and you know, it's all thanks to them at the end of the day. It's all their hard work that got me to where I am today.
Awesome job, Brad. Glad they were here to see it. Congratulations, and we'll see you in Mandalika in 2 weeks' time.
Thanks so much. Cheers, bud.
Congratulations to Brad Binder, second place for KTM at a circuit that they'd never been in the top 7 before in the MotoGP class, and it just goes to show what the difference a couple of pre-season tests make. Back at the Sepang test at the beginning of February, we thought with good reason that KTM were in all sorts of trouble heading into this new season. They did make a step forward at the Mandalika test, but I don't think anyone got on the plane to Doha expecting this kind of result from KTM. Where has this performance come from?
Lewis, I've been saying right through the test, you know, on the shows with you, that KTM aren't far away. They're close. It's just there's a couple of things not right, you know, and it's whether or not they can find it. You know, they were working, like I was saying in those reports, they're working so methodically. You could see running through everything, testing everything to get a direction, you know, and I think they found it, and we got here, and straight away you saw them go all right. But I have to say I never expected a second tonight. I just didn't think that was possible. I thought it was going to take maybe 4 or 5 races before we saw this, you know, and they've surprised me and everyone, I think. But I think the key ingredients was everything I've said, you know, running through methodically and finding, but it was a bit of Binder magic. That guy on a Sunday is a Sunday man. Like, there's rare riders in history like him that you look at the sheet and look at the qualifying and say who's going to be there tomorrow, and it doesn't really matter where he is. You know he's going to have a good race, you know. So now that they're qualifying all right, he had a pretty good qualifying, and very good qualifying. I think that's the key. If they can qualify, and Brad's always going to have a good Sunday. He might not always stay on, but you know he's going to put everything in there. He's magic. So I think that was the magic ingredients that got them the second. Yeah,
you almost feel like that Q1 lap yesterday was the key to Brad Binder's weekend. It set him up for that third row start, and he went on from there. But no question who the man of the moment is tonight here at the Losail International Circuit. The beast, Enea Bastianini, who showed us what he was capable of last season, and on a GP21 for the Gresini racing team, he's taken the victory in the opening round of the 2022 season. Our newest winner is with Matt Birt.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lewis. An incredibly emotional and special night, not just for this young man, Enea Bastianini, but the Gresini team as well. Enea, it must be so difficult at the moment to put tonight into perspective in your emotions, but how are you feeling right now for an incredible first win in MotoGP?
Yeah, it's a so emotional day for you, for all the team. We have cried all at the end of the race, and we did a very good job from also the test. And this weekend, the setup of the bike was incredible. We have worked very well with the electronics to arrive prepared for the race. And this morning in the warm-up, when I see our really good paces, I understand. Okay, I can manage the man good the race, and my decision is to stay with the medium of in the rear. And at the end, it stayed the best choice for me. I push like my style in the last 7, 8 laps, and I win this race.
You just mentioned it there. I mean, your strong point last season in so many races was your pace, particularly in those final 6, 7 or 8 laps, which was going to be crucial tonight with the tyre drop. When Pol Espargaro, though, was almost 2 seconds clear, were you worried, or were you always confident that you had the speed late on in the race to still fight for the win?
Yeah, Pol Espargaro was so fast in this race. Also, he have saved very well the tyre. He have the soft. Honda for me did a very good step, and now it's a lot of competitive. Also for me, it's an unexpected Binder today. I did a really good race, and it's not stay easy for me to win, but I did it.
You've had some special moments in your career, of course. You won races in Moto3, you were a Moto2 world champion, but winning in MotoGP, the best of the best, and in such emotional circumstances as well, Enea. Where does this rank in your Grand Prix career, tonight's success?
Yeah, we have did also the victory in MotoGP. I understand my potential in Moto2, I think. I understand, okay, I can be faster everywhere with all the bike. In MotoGP it's not easy because many riders are so fast, and sometimes it's not possible to be on the front, but I'm here to arrive always to do the best everywhere.
Well, congratulations, Ed.
Thank you.
Your first win in MotoGP tonight, and I'm sure it wasn't your last. Well done.
A proud day for Enea Bastianini and the whole Grassini racing team and family. Will come back to Enea towards the end of the show, but what a start to the season for him. As mentioned, those 2 podiums last season at the 2 races we saw at Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli, both from pretty deep on the grid, but he was able to come back in some style to take victory this evening in the first Grand Prix of the season. It's really a tale of both sides of the coin. If we look at the 6 manufacturers, of course, in MotoGP, 3 I think will leave here very, very happy, and 3 pretty unhappy. The third factory that I think will leave happy, along with the 2 that we've already discussed, KTM and Honda, will surely be Aprilia. 4th position for Aleix Espargaro today, just under a second away from the podium. We'd been talking about that new Agile RSGP throughout pre-season testing, that it was the real deal and it was really going to take them forward and catapult them up the order. And Aleix Espargaro has really underlined that tonight.
You know, I believe after tonight, and I mean, it's coming up signature contract time for a lot of riders, and I believe Aprilia, what they've done this year from last year, has been a little bit unexpected for them to take such a good step forward again, and they're showing they're competitive with the other manufacturers, like on equal terms. For Aleix, I mean, he rode awesome. He passed Mark, you know, and finished just not far off the podium, and he was right there in that front group, you know. Like, I think they should be so proud, and I believe that, like I said before, a lot of riders now are going to consider their machine, and if Maverick can find a bit of magic, and I think the bike is good enough to do some amazing results, like as in maybe even what Enea did today, with the right Maverick in the right frame of mind, and finding the setup and things to keep him happy at the right track, he could do what Enea did tonight. I know that sounds far-fetched, but I think the bike's good enough.
Absolutely. Maverick Vinales, a tough night at the office for him. Had a poor start, dropped down the field. He fought back in the end to score some points in 12th position. So 3 factories, I think, who will leave here decidedly unhappy, or certainly less than pleased with their night's work. Starting with Suzuki, essentially the 3 factories who dominated over the course of last year, Suzuki, Yamaha and Ducati, not really living up to their pre-season billing. Suzuki had a poor qualifying, it has to be said. Joan Mir qualified in 8th position and Alex Rins in 10th. Everyone we spoke to after qualifying last night expected the Suzukis to come through in the race, and especially when Joan Mir made such a strong start and got himself up to 4th very early on, we thought he was the danger man, but it never really materialised.
I completely agree. I had possibly even 2 Suzukis on the podium for tonight in my kind of prediction in my head. The Suzukis, like you said, Joan Mir's start was good, and he's on the medium rear tyre. He's good at managing it. I thought with all this, he's going to come through at the end, and it just, like you said, never materialised. I'm surprised, I'll be honest. I mean, the Elation, the Aprilia, beat the Suzukis here. I would never have put money on that. That's like, yeah. So I think they're going to have a bit of a regroup and don't write the Suzukis off. No way. I genuinely believe that they're in the fight for the championship.
Absolutely. Joan Mir came home in the end in 6th position, so some good points for him. Alex Rins in 7th. So Suzuki leaving here with a solid start to the season, perhaps not the stratospheric results that we were expecting. As far as Yamaha are concerned, Fabio Quartararo beaten right on the finish line by his fellow countryman Johann Zarco to 8th position. Quartararo coming over the line in 9th position. He was concerned throughout pre-season testing that the lack of top speed was going to hurt Yamaha, and of course after qualifying yesterday, when he qualified down in 11th place, he was asked what went wrong in qualifying and he said nothing. That was the problem. That was as much as the bike had in it. In many ways, were his worst fears realised tonight?
It was glaringly obvious from Portimao last year, or even just before, and I'd been saying it to whoever would listen, that Fabio and Yamaha are in trouble if they can't find some speed. The bike's beautiful handling, does everything correctly. Fabio's riding it like he always has, but everybody has moved on speed-wise, and I've been saying this all through testing. Well, at the end of last year, when he at Valencia had such a bad result again after Portimao, I was trying to cheer him up and say, like, this is a good signal to Yamaha to do something about it before it's too late, and they didn't manage to. So now they're reaping the reward of not moving forward, you know. And I don't know how Fabio can hold it together mentally for a whole year when he knows he's good enough to win and the bike isn't anymore. At some tracks, hopefully it is, and Fabio can have his day in the sunshine, but I doubt that he can fight for the championship this year because of the bike.
Yeah, there'll be circuits certainly where that Yamaha will be competitive, but it certainly didn't look as if the Losail International Circuit was one of them. There were some positives, and if you look at the Yamaha factory as a collective, Andrea Dovizioso and Franco Morbidelli picking up some points, and Darren Binder, it has to be said, a very solid debut run for him, just missing out on the points by 100th of a second, already starting to prove some of the doubters wrong.
Yeah, they're great. Staying on the bike, he's had very few crashes. I think only one here at his debut race weekend, which is pretty damn good, you know, for a rookie. Also, Remy Gardner, first rookie, right? If I remember right, looking at the screen, it was pretty damn impressive. So, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some big ups and downs with the rookies during the year, but, you know.
So looking at the factories then, if we talk of the factory teams, the factory team that will certainly be leaving Qatar the least pleased with life will be the factory Ducati team. Of course, Ducati did win the Grand Prix here tonight, so by no means was it a disastrous night for them. But as far as the factory team are concerned, and indeed Pramac, it was a night from hell really for them. None of them really seemed to get off the line particularly well. All the Ducatis went backwards off the line. Jack Miller suffering from electronical problems, we think, which is what caused his early retirement. And Pecco Bagnaglia's night summed up by that incident with Jorge Martin, the pole man. No points for the factory Ducati team on the opening night.
I mean, you mentioned the start. I've got to say I was super impressed with the Hondas. They've found something start device-wise, because I don't think everyone else did a bad start. Honda have kind of raised the game. They've found something off the line, and it's damn impressive. Both Hondas went... And that Ducatis did that last year. So it's the thing I love about our sport. It doesn't stand still. If you stand still like Yamaha or anyone in any area, everyone else moves on and you look average, you know. But getting back to Ducati, Lenovo team, it was a total disaster tonight. Complete. I mean, you saw it on Tardozzi's face when Bagnaia went down. They went, okay, there's nothing we can do about Jack. That was a technical problem. But Bagnaia doing something he doesn't normally do. Hey, I've got to say, every rider's done this. You know, even my hero Mick Doohan, I saw him do it. Everybody has done it. And so, you know, but the start of your championship, you know, and look, the other reason our sport is so unpredictable, because, you know, only a month ago, before this race weekend, before the tests started looking shaky for Ducati, meaning they hadn't found quite the right power delivery on that new engine, and then you've seen them change direction on the engine, you know, and in no time at all, they are nowhere in the championship. It's only just started, but how quick things turn around in our championship. I'm proud to be involved in it. It's really unpredictable.
Yeah, incredibly unpredictable. It has to be said, even though Pecco Bagnaia crashed out of the Grand Prix in that collision with Jorge Martin, it wasn't as if they were battling for the lead at the time. They were battling towards the bottom end of the top 10. So yeah, a lot of work to be done. A lot of debriefs, no doubt, will take place amongst Ducati to try and get to the bottom of what happened this weekend at a circuit that they've generally gone well at in the past, but it didn't materialise tonight. Let's finish then with the winner, and let's come back to the man of the moment and the team of the moment. Enea Bastianini, the winner tonight, and the Gresini Racing Team. It's their first victory since 2006, that unforgettable Portuguese Grand Prix at Estoril. Tony Elias beating Valentino Rossi by just 0.02 of a second in one of the great MotoGP races of all time. We've seen the emotion in the pit box. We've seen the emotion from Nadia Padovani. It's difficult to put into words just how special an achievement this is for the team, and just how treasured a moment this will be for everyone at Gresini.
Yeah, well put. I felt it in the whole pit lane. I'll be honest, I had a lump in my throat because if you know the backstory a little, you know, losing Fausto, who's been making that team get results for a very long time, and then this to set up for this championship this year, they had to get new trucks, and before that, decide whether they're going to continue after losing their main man, you know, their leader. Then apparently the team wanted to continue. Fausto's wife had the bravery, you know, and the determination to go, yeah, okay, let's keep going. And like I said, had to get all new like pit box, garage, trucks to prepare for a serious MotoGP effort, you know, because Gresini and Aprilia split, you know, they decided on good terms, but decided to do their own thing, and then come out on their debut night and win. I mean, he wasn't exaggerating. The whole garage, when I was down there, were in tears. Like, the team manager could barely speak. So, unbelievable story. But just to finish on the rider side, Enea is something special. You know, I predict that, and I'm doing it because both Enea and Brad Binder had awesome night tonight, and people won't listen if they don't have a good night and I say it, so I'm saying it tonight. Enea Bastianini and Brad Binder are future giants of our sport. I genuinely think they're going to change our sport. They're awesome, and it's so cool to see them. I didn't expect to see them both on the podium so soon, so I could say it at the same time about both, but watch out for both of them. I think people will want to steal them, sign them up for their manufacture.
Yeah, an unforgettable opening night then of the 2022 MotoGP season. It most certainly belonged to Enea Bastianini and the Gresini Racing Team. Our thanks to all of you for tuning in. If you're watching us live, stick around. The press conference is up next. But from myself and Simon Crafar, we thank you for watching, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for the first Indonesian Grand Prix in 25 years from the Pertamina Mandalika circuit. We'll see you then.
We're all set to go in 2022. It's lights out and lift off for MotoGP in 2022 in Qatar. Not a bad start for the poleman Jorge Martin, although big moment. The two Repsol Hondas got away brilliantly. Pol Espargaro leading on a Repsol Honda. We would never have said that at any time last year, would we?
Dream ticket for the Repsol Honda team.
Marquez gone in hot here on the brakes into the first corner.
Binder's got past Marc Marquez crucially as well. Brad Binder up into second place.
Oh, no. That's Pecco Bagnaia. And who's he taken out?
Jorge Martin.
Oh, dearie me. Friendly fire. Bastianini sweeps on through. Beast mode engaged yet again. Bastianini gets the job done. He's up into second. There he comes.
Straight past. Bastianini gets his stop to Pol Espargaro. In fact, runs wide into turn one.
That's game over for Pol Espargaro. The beast reigns supreme in the Middle East. What an emotional victory for Enea Bastianini and the Guzini de Cap. Congratulations to Brad Binder. He takes second for KTM. Pol Espargaro does indeed hang on for third spot.